End of May, Microphones and Morons.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
I'm not dead.
It's 3
What?
months.
He says he's not dead yet.
None of
Yeah,
us
3 months.
3
No
months.
corona yet.
And
Why do you say yet?
yeah,
I
seriously.
really don't like that part.
I seriously think I had it, but
Yeah, I think I may have had it as well. I don't know, but
But
I have not had any symptoms, thank God.
yeah, me either.
yeah, my Victor voice got less like grizzly after I got over whatever I had.
yeah. Yeah, early on, like I don't think it hit you as heavy as it hit me. But like early on in our recordings you can still, or in the episodes early on, you can hear like coughing in the background sometimes. I tried to diminish it as much as possible, but it did pick up sometimes to where I couldn't take it out.
Yeah, I didn't cough into the microphone, which is the important
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it helped. Like it's just a little background sound. But yeah, you can tell we had COVID back in early episodes.
We had COVID before it was cool, all right?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not cool, but I mean,
No. But no. But yeah, so this has been a pretty eventful month for the story. This whole story arc with the house and the hounds that disappeared and
yeah.
walls full of hands, or I keep
Bones.
saying that wrong. Hands full of walls. I don't know.
You know what? It was unclear of what the hand to wall ratio was. So
Yeah.
That is true, yes.
the one thing I will say is this arc, the Hounds arc, it felt like a proper mystery. As
Yeah.
you know, I mean, the first one, it was like, you know, we're getting used to the world and stuff like that. But this was kind of like an outside scenario kind of thing. It was just like, it's not just, you know, pick it up where we left off to something entirely new. We had no kind of frame of reference of what was going to happen. Clearly, as you could see from the reactions of my dumbass in the house. But that was really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very confusing. It was so confusing. I could not figure out anything that was going on. Like,
Stuff we did backfired horribly. Well, stuff I did backfired horribly.
yes, remember that time we both snuck in a straight hallway?
Yes, yes, I do. and I proceeded to stand still like I was going to elude something.
Like a 3-year-old pressed up against the wall.
Yeah. But what I was thinking of is I saw I pulled up the picture. It was on I think it was on my Instagram or something, but it was it's the bit from Guardians of the Galaxy where Drax is standing perfectly still. It's like, I've become such a master of stealth, I can stand perfectly still and no one will notice me.
Oh man. Oh, I didn't even think about using that. I could have used that.
Yeah, that was a good bit.
It's not too late.
It's not
No,
too
it's
late.
not.
Hey,
It's
there's
never too
plenty
late.
more time for me to totally act a fool, let me tell you.
Yeah, and like maybe almost kill Alistair again.
No, you're fine.
No, you were obsessed with breaking his neck. I think I even took some of that out, and there was still a lot of that still in the episode.
I don't know where that came from, to be perfectly honest. I don't.
You're just like, well, I don't break Alistair's neck. I was like, that was never an option.
You never broke Alistair's neck.
I think I was actually absorbing some of the own madness from my character into myself with how I was speaking.
Yeah, like with the Cthulhu Mythos rules, the whole dread rules and everything. Like, I felt like I didn't really have to use it in the house just because y'all were just naturally confused and disturbed, and I didn't even have to have y'all roll for dread, really.
Yeah.
Which really is a testament to good story writing.
Also, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were
And
like,
then-
you guys are feeling dread. And I was like,
No
obviously.
shit.
Yeah. Too late.
Now you need to act like you're disturbed and confused and scared.
Yeah, you're doing great. Perfect.
Yeah.
I love how it was we went to the house, which we were already freaked out because it was originally it was a hut, and I thought I was like, oh well, I'll do the old tried and true tech magic, see if this hut's all magical, and it's not, but it backfired anyway. And then literally all it took us to like break down as a party was, okay, Alistair's going to go through the trap door, and then I'm going to shut the trap door, thinking, oh, why wouldn't it lock behind itself? Immediately locks it behind itself. Panic ensues.
Yeah.
You were in the middle of a conversation with Alistair and you shut the trap door.
There's 15 hounds. Close.
That does sound like something Julian would
Or 14 hounds or whatever.
It sounds like the bit when Dreyfus is getting lowered into the shark cage in the first Jaws. It's like, okay, into hell you go.
Oh. Now I will say the house the whole hut situation, the teleport, or like not so much teleporting, but it changed from the hut to the house. The hands in the walls, the room with the whole the unfinished building going on with the bones, like that was Billie Jean, my wife.
Oh, nice.
For listeners. I was trying to come because I had the hound, which actually she showed me some nightmare story that turned into what the hound actually does. So she even helped inspire the hound or the. No, we don't know that yet. I can't say that in the next part. But yeah, all that was inspired by she helped me out a lot with that. Cause I hit a point where I had y'all at the y'all had just had the encounter with the hound that disappeared out in the street that tried to get the bones
it with the tail.
Right.
Yeah, that hound. I had you there, and then I was like, "Fuck, where do I want y'all to fight the hound?" And I was coming up. I came up with like 3 different ideas, and then she was like, "How about you do this?" And then we just like I was helping her at work, and we were just going through it one day, and like we just came up with it while I was helping her at work. So.
Okay.
Well, oftentimes, like collaborative effort like that leads to really awesome things. For example, George Lucas's wife had a large hand in the shaping of the original trilogy.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, she did a whole bunch of like re-edits and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like she fixed a bunch of stuff that it was like, no, that's stupid.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
That's exactly what Billie Jean tells me. She's like, no, that's a stupid idea. Like, do this instead.
That's great. So was Lucas's wife responsible for Ewoks?
No, I'm pretty sure that was a George Lucas original.
Oh, gosh. She should put her foot down.
I
like
think
the
she was
Ewoks.
responsible for the plot twist of Leia being Luke's sister, though.
Okay, now that's a good one. I don't know. I wanted the Ewoks to be like more like savage alien and not like accommodating kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like how I wanted the Ewoks in my mind is I wanted them to be like. Do you remember the second Mummy movie, The Mummy Returns?
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Remember like the pygmy like cursed zombies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted
In the woods in front of the pyramid.
I wanted the Ewoks to be like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but then
that'd
you
be
can't
cool.
hug them.
Okay.
Then they can't make a like entire spin-off movie.
Two.
Yeah, two.
There you go. You definitely can't put them in the Christmas special.
Well, they couldn't put them in the Christmas special because that happened before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, true.
Debut of Boba Fett.
It was
Could
the
you
debut of
imagine?
Boba Fett, you're right.
We're on a huge tangent right now. Could you imagine if they did another Christmas special with the new movies?
Oh, geez.
Oh God.
Are we going to see Chewbacca's family again?
Okay, now that you said that, I want it to happen.
Is it bad that I can name his family?
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
I cannot name his family.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. It's in
The
evidence.
coolest thing I know about Chewie is in the expanded universe, someone killed him by throwing a moon on him.
In essence, yes.
Yeah, true. But back to on topic.
Back to what we were supposed to talk about. This is where the morons bit plays in.
Yeah, this is more.
We shouldn't have talked about
right
that
here.
because now people are going to know that Ewoks are going to show up.
Yeah, it's true. Damn, I never show how the sausage is made.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I love playing in this whole story arc, which it's wrapping up. Well, it's wrapped up at the end of the month here.
Victor's
and
wrapped up.
There's a little bit more to come.
We'll get to that. Shh.
No,
But yeah.
no, that one. No, that's at the end.
Yeah, no. We're
Do
still
what
in the
now?
house.
No,
It's not a spoiler.
We're up to 26. Episode 26.
Yeah, we're recording this with 2 episodes still to come out before this recording.
Yeah, but
will debut.
this will release at the end of the month, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, as Victor cries himself to sleep with wraps
Yeah.
on him.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay,
sad.
I don't want to ask this because it'll probably give it away. But at what point did the wraps manifest?
What, like in game or
Yeah.
when I came up with the idea?
Well, both.
Well, in game they were on the mummy guy.
Yeah. In game they were on the mummy.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then meta game, I guess, is whatever that description is outside
well, I
of
can't
game.
there's so much more to them that I can't tell you.
Gotcha.
Other
Okay.
than that,
All right.
there is a lot more to it.
Okay, cool, good.
You and the listeners will expect more from Victor's raps.
Oh boy!
But no, I went through the Eberron book.
So you're saying right now you're trying to keep it under wraps?
Ah,
Although also I'm thinking maybe Victor should open a restaurant and he can call it Victor's Wraps.
Victor's wraps.
Victor's raps.
You want shawarma? That was my Victor impression.
We got. I was going through the Eberron book, and there was a sentient living wraps in it, and I took it and I modified it to fit what I wanted to do with it, and I did get inspiration from like the whole Venom and Carnage from Marvel Comics behind what I want to do with it.
Oh boy. Knowing a thing or two about Venom and Carnage.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
I definitely pulled inspiration from that. So that's why it was like moving while he was trying to wash himself. It allowed him to wash himself, but it wasn't going to leave his body. It doesn't want to.
Right. And it didn't want to get wet, apparently.
Running theme for that in the game.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
And they aren't a cloth. They are made out of flesh, basically.
Oh, I didn't know that bit. I thought they were like just like dirty bandages, like that were like
so when
oily
you say
or something.
flesh, are we talking like dried, like leathered flesh, or are we talking like fresh, wet flesh?
It's it's not dry. It's like it's living.
Ooh.
Oh, just think of the worst thing possible, and that's what's happening to Victor.
I would say you're just wrapped in bacon.
living
bacon.
uncooked bacon.
Yeah, just uncooked raw bacon.
Porky's
Yeah.
revenge.
So
don't even
that
like
just makes
bacon.
Victor even more uncomfortable than he already was.
God.
I don't intentionally try to pick on Victor. It just comes out that way.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. You don't have to try.
It plays good for podcast.
Yeah. But no, I did, like I said in the last episode, I did get permission from Victor to do something against his will, or from Steven to do something against Victor's will.
Yeah, Victor didn't give permission.
Victor still does not give permission.
I'm the true monster.
You let
If it
this
weren't
happen.
for me, it would never have happened to Victor.
It's true. You're your worst enemy.
So out of this whole thing, we talk about it, our favorite parts every time. What was each of your favorite scenario inside of this story arc?
I mean, I think mine's the easiest one, so I'll go first. Julian gets a lightning gun and fires that bad boy.
Yeah.
That was dope. I was like, all right, I'm going to, do some spells. Spells don't work. Okay, I'll get some healing. All right, I get healing, but I'm out of healing. I'm like, all right, what are my options? Crossbow. Hand axe that is a bone saw. It's not looking good.
No.
And I had no idea, how the man in yellow was gonna be, like, in terms of difficulty, and it turned out to be not super difficult, especially since he missed. And knowing that he missed, thank God he did. 'Cause knowing what that weapon does, oh God, that would have been bad.
Yeah, I could not roll high with him at all. I kept hitting with the hound though.
Yeah, no, you were tearing us apart with that thing. Thank God none of us got hit with that lightning gun.
The hound hurt me just because I tried to hurt it.
It's true.
How dare
Well, it wasn't the hound, but yeah, the collar thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because you touched it with your hand.
it's true. Mm-hmm. We got to get you like some gloves or something. I figured you'd have some, so like your hands aren't showing.
Well, I mean, but
Oh no, with the disguise thing, it really wouldn't matter.
Yeah, and wouldn't it make the claws less effective? I mean, unless I had like a Freddy Krueger glove.
Get some.
Get some fingerless gloves,
exactly.
Fingerless gloves. Well, it's not hiding anything.
No,
like
that
the
defeats
claws.
the purpose.
But he's got
he-
the trench coat. Like he hides his hands in his trench coat.
Well, maybe he's just got like he hasn't got like a good trim in a while, but like his fingers are fine. I don't know.
Maybe you can wear fingerless gloves and tell them they're Freddy Krueger gloves.
There you go.
Yeah,
They're like, who the?
because they know what that is in the
I
world
just
of.
cosplay as Freddy Krueger with a trench coat. Just Freddy Krueger from New Nightmare. That's
Now there is a solid idea for a good D&D campaign of just doing like
Nightmares.
just fighting nightmares, like all the different slashers and stuff like that from
Just-
horror, but like dress it up like they do kind of in like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
And like don't explicitly call it what it is.
Stuff like that is kind of happening in a way, so I don't see why there couldn't be like a slasher fic tabletop game. There may even be.
That'd be good. That would
I'm
be
sure
really,
there
really
probably
good.
is.
they have,
There's so many now.
They have kids on bikes.
Yeah.
Like a whole thing dedicated to that idea of like 80s movies where a group of young kids would go off on their bikes to some mystery. Like the Goonies, like the shirt that Steven's wearing right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
There you go.
or Stranger Things, which
Things,
which is based
more
on that
recent,
whole concept.
which is based on all that. Yeah.
See, no one would have died if they just stayed in the basement and played D&D.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
right.
saves lives, folks.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so as far as my favorite bit from this whole arc, it's kind of hard to say, and actually I'm kind of curious about something. I don't know like how much this was actually planned per se, but I kind of like the insinuation that just being a cat is what got us transported into the house. Because it happened when I knocked the little dog statuette off the table.
Yeah.
It was kind of planned. I knew I put stuff on a table for Alistair to be a cat and knock something off when nothing else was working, and you just did it. That was the plan.
That was the plan. Alistair so well.
Yeah.
But like, was it specifically the dog statuette, since that was like the thing that Alistair beelined for?
Yeah, it was the dog, which I made up the items on the table on the spot. Like, I already knew like I wanted some kind of trigger, but I didn't make up the items. I just made up the items on the spot.
Right.
And I was just like, I instantly thought I was like the dog statue.
It's a dog toy.
The whole thing is a hound situation. Like, yeah, you move the hound, it transports you into the mansion.
And also, like, Alistair really likes at least the self-image of being a badass and rescuing the other two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they're being beset by hounds.
And they're freaking out because they don't. They're freaking out because they don't know what this beam of light that's taking up the hallway.
Hey, for all Alistair knew, you were already out of the house.
It's true.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to check before trying to leave.
I thought you said your favorite part of the whole mansion was going to be our amazing discussion we have on the intricacies of basement design.
I mean, that was like twice as long as it is in the episodes.
It was like almost an episode worth of time, really.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. We did. I edited out a lot of that, and I left the parts in that maintained what I said to begin with.
Yes, but let it be known that we rambled on and on and on trying to figure out, like, visually what the hell this basement looked like.
Drawing diagrams. we got out of our chairs away from
we got out of our chairs and we're like all hoarded over Adam's desk. Just be like, I don't understand.
Like,
yeah, I was saying this is like there's a gap between the like the bricks and like a wooden like wall.
Yeah, I mean, it makes plenty of sense in retrospect, but
yeah,
like the mental image
y'all
I
got
was
stuck on
with
crack.
Was just it didn't mesh.
I'm going to blame it on the fear and panic we were experiencing.
Yeah. There was a lot of that, though. There was a lot of fear and panic that caused a lot of confusion because the hallway situation where y'all wanted to stealth, I never let y'all get out of that hallway with the door that goes into the room that was unfinished. Y'all never left that hallway. Y'all heard the dogs from downstairs, and you heard them starting to come up, and then y'all turned around because you said, we're going to go back to the door.
Suffice it to say that we, the players, spent pretty much that entire time disturbed and confused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
I mentioned it on Discord that, like, through this whole thing, like, we took a bathroom break, and I'm on the other side of the house from y'all. Y'all are in the dining room, and I just hear y'all talking like, "What the fuck is going on? What the hell is going on?" Like, this is so fun, but I don't know what the hell is going on.
Do, guys, help!
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Well, I think one of my favorite moments is when like Victor's having to fight the hounds in the hallway, and for some reason he just thinks that like yelling really loud might help. like the yell wasn't so much like, yeah, I'm doing it. It was more like, maybe this will do something. He was just trying to yell. Let's try something different. Maybe they're scared of loud noises. Who knows?
Before you even attacked, you had you told them to sit or something like that.
Sit.
I was like, that's your free action. It didn't do anything.
But one of my other favorite moments would have been the very end of the last episode, where Victor tried to turn into a human to make himself feel better. And I rolled the 1.
So you just had human eyes. You had human eyes that were
Human eyes
filled with
that
tears.
were weeping.
Oh my god! I forgot about that shit. That was so sad.
It really was.
Yeah. Like y'all were like, yay, y'all never said yay. But
I did vehemently.
but y'all got done. You defeated like the encounter and everything like that. And then you get home and it's just so sad that Victor is just like, he's so uncomfortable and he cries himself to sleep.
Yeah, that was fun. That was hilarious. I felt bad for him, but it was very fun.
Well, we were laughing.
Oh yeah, no, we were laughing our ass off.
Oh, it is sad, but I mean, I'm loving it because it's just to me, I just think it's good. It's just good, like character development, and it's not your typical fantasy adventure kind of thing. Like, yeah, you were successful and you beat this encounter and everything, but like your world is just constantly crumbling around you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I consciously play Victor is trying to be more optimistic and happy to like compensate for how he feels just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he wants to make the best of things.
Yeah. And I think what's going on with Victor, just from my viewpoint, what's going on with Victor, the bad stuff going on with Victor is just more on the outside, where what Alistair and Julian might be dealing with is more, they keep it in better.
Yeah, super internal and under wraps.
And meanwhile, Alistair is making
pun
deals
intended.
with elder gods and going to get everyone killed.
It's true.
Thanks, Alan.
And no one is the wiser.
And I did get to do the cat with the green eyes that Alistair encounters, which still hasn't been revealed what that is.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really know what that is. I have an inkling, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I know that it has its own theme music.
Yes,
It's
he
really
does.
good theme music. It's so appropriate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that music is like so like wonky and creepy.
One of these
fits.
days, like somewhere down the line, we need to release that like original backstory recording we did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sometime down the line as some kind of bonus content. But
Yeah,
even now,
yeah.
that might get a little too spoilery.
Yeah, plus it might
Yeah.
get confusing with whatever changes Adam's made to it.
Also true.
Yeah.
There was
that's a good
change. There
point. I
are
don't know about-
non-canonical things with it. Yeah.
Like definitely that is not 100% canon, but it does allude to things that haven't really been revealed yet.
Yes. I'm gonna take this out, but this no, I'll wait till we're done recording and I'll talk about that.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't make it harder for yourself.
yeah, for real.
It's like, okay, we're just going to have a whole section somewhere in the middle of spoilers that you're going to have to find.
Yeah. Also, well, I think one of my favorite things, just playing in general so far, inspiration is actually getting used.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm loving the Cardic inspiration. I did totally steal. I didn't steal. I'm using the idea that from XP to level 3 YouTuber. We use a lot of his house rules actually.
And yeah, absolutely. I really like the Cardic inspiration one. It's just with the traditional inspiration, it's kind of hard to use because it's like, okay, here's the thing that I really want to happen, but like I guess I can give it advantage. But sometimes it's like, okay, well, this is the thing I want to happen, but it's not all that important, so I'll save it.
Yeah.
Whereas,
And also you can't hoard it either. Where like
Right.
in regular 5e you can just stack inspiration points
Right,
and just be like,
exactly.
okay, I'm using all of it now.
so it really
Yeah.
promotes using
Yeah.
it, and it also makes it more usable.
Yeah.
And since we only do it once per session, a session could be anywhere between, depending on how long we play, it could be 2 episodes, it could be 5 episodes, but we don't have it constantly.
Right.
And so we don't get it every half hour we get to draw a new card. Like it's balanced to where we get in a slight advantage on something, for sure that we can use when we might need it. So we do save it for when we need it, but we're not hoarding it.
Right.
So it actually gets used. It's a good balance.
All in all, I don't think we've really had too many that didn't get used.
Yeah, I think early on there was a little bit of forgetting sometimes, or there just was never an opportunity to use it.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of RP and we just never really needed to use it.
Yeah, I mean, the hounds and the big green hound was the first time y'all have had combat since the Shogun.
I mean, real combat.
Yeah. Real combat. I think we technically had like a combat interaction with the hound that was grappled, but it was so brief because it
there was no
disappeared.
Initiative on that.
Yeah. It ended before it started.
Yeah, I basically just let y'all react to it because it just triggered an attack of opportunity from all of you. And just whatever order you wanted to do it.
Right.
And Alistair spoke up first, and I really liked that he used his tail.
It was the prime. It was the prime
cool.
opportunity.
And we never saw it do that at that time. So
And you haven't seen it since because I keep figuring out ways to not use it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'll use it again at some point. It's just you need the right situation.
Yeah, I mean,
you
that's
really
the
do.
reason Victor hasn't become 5 times his own size. Just there hasn't been a good opportunity yet.
Right, exactly.
that's a very good
It
point.
definitely would not have been any good against the Hound.
Julian has also not formed Voltron yet because he has not found a really good opportunity to do so.
Yeah, the lightning gun is just the first part.
It's just one part. That's okay. That's my new motivation. Is I have to collect all pieces of Yithian Voltron.
Just make a mech suit. A little. That gives me ideas.
Yeah, right. I think that's a really good segue, talking about Alistair's tale, into the thing that happened this month that has not happened yet before, in that we got really, really cool effing fan art.
Very true.
Yes, we did. We did.
Very true. So every character has had some kind of art drawn of them now.
It's true. And
really
you
cool.
get the most adorable art, too.
I mean, that just comes part and parcel of being a cat. It's kind of unfair.
That's fair.
Yeah, Victor just looks like the monster that he doesn't like seeing in the mirror.
Like Victor's reaction is just, thanks, I hate it.
But we
Victor's
had,
that little dog, that little dog or whatever, sitting in the burning room. Said, this is fine.
This is fine. Oh man. But yeah, we had two sets of fan art. Well, no, we had 3 because my brother also drew Alistair. Yeah, my brother Ethan, he drew Alistair. That was our first fan art, actually.
Yes, true.
I posted it on social media and on Discord. Second one is from, I might have to pull it up because I don't remember the names.
I think it was Dustin. Was that it?
No.
You can take that out.
Yeah, I'll edit all this.
No, you should totally leave in the part where you totally flubbed our fan's name.
That's the that reminded me of the other favorite moment though is when we were waiting on Adam to figure stuff out for the battle, and we just started naming people.
Yeah, doing the whole name thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My name is. That was funny. I don't even think I took out any of those. I think I left every single one of them in because they were just good.
Mm-hmm.
And it really didn't take up that much time.
It really didn't, and it's definitely amusing enough to stay in.
but yeah, Too Toasted on Twitter. He's also the DM or the main DM of Dungeons and Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I think Eric also DMs sometimes too. I've only been listening to their Adventures with Attitude, which is like a it's a Power Rangers kind of setting, D&D setting.
Nice.
And because they do multiple different story arcs. They just rotate like what's released like as they play them, because they run multiple campaigns. And Adventurers with Attitude on Dungeons and Pop, like I'm loving it so far. But he commissioned fan art.
Are Bulk and Skull playable characters?
They are. Well, no, they're NPCs, but they're like one of them's a cat.
That's fine.
Or something.
That's as long as Bulk and Skull are somehow ingratiated into that campaign, I'm happy.
Yes,
Required.
They're crucial. Also, I just wanted to say this: the artist who actually did the that did the fan art is Dante Knott.
Oh yeah, Dante.
Dante, not Dante, not Dante at Dante _ Knott. Did a really good job. He made Julian hot, and it's disconcerting.
Yeah.
Like my first reaction when I first saw it on Discord, I was like, "Oh my god, this looks great! Oh shit, he's hot! Damn it!
Yeah.
I know he's hot.
This might be a problem."
No, I love the interpretation of the characters.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that everybody's been doing. Dietrich Bowie from or Bowie. Dietrich Bowie from Stick Shift Incorporated.
The creator, director, writer, main actor.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, they did some fan art too, and loving every single one of them.
Yeah, it's all great.
I love how soiled Julian's robes are, and he's looking through his notebook.
Yeah,
his notepad.
It's great.
And Victor's serving up some food.
Oh, and also, so we don't forget, like, Alistair got a new change to his look.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, it's
he did.
true. Oh yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
that whenever we actually make a cartoon and start selling toys, we can sell more toys.
Yeah. You sell Alistair just regular fur with a detachable tail.
Yeah, exactly. But then we have to have the one with the green streaks, and one where if you put it in like cold water, like it gets the green streaks.
Oh,
yep,
God.
there we go. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Bathtub microphones and
water
monsters in the
mechanics.
bath.
And we could have
And like Alistair like emits this really mean growl whenever you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he hisses like it's a random rotating thing. Like every time he gets wet, it's a hiss or a yowl or something. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Could you not please?
Yeah. Yeah. But my favorite part of this month was just like how I was just throwing y'all off the whole time but I don't feel like I ever went so far that y'all couldn't keep going.
No. I mean, none of us were to that point where we were like incapable of continuing as a player anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
y'all did hit a point in game where
it got a little tense, but like it wasn't like we didn't have to like pause and like have to like air out kind of frustrations, be like, what the fuck is going on? But
yeah.
I mean, it was just it was just like tense enough and confusing enough to where like, okay, it's interesting, but not so overboard. Be like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. And then
so that's that nice area you want to be at, because you like it's like, oh my gosh, and you want to be invested and keep going and figure out what the hell's going on, but you're not so like blocked off where you're just like, nothing I'm gonna do is gonna make a damn difference.
yeah. I'm sure the characters felt that way.
At least you didn't lock one of your party members in the damn basement.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Max, you said you had some questions.
Yes, I got 2 questions. In fact, the person who submitted the questions, this was on Instagram, is a lady at Cathead Pins. She makes pins and a bunch of other stuff, so check out her Instagram. She sent me 2 questions.
We follow her.
Yep. First question was, I'm pulling it up right now. Have you guys ever considered making an actual city map of Darkwell?
Yes, and I have it about half finished.
Okay, we've seen like kind of sketches and stuff like that, and like know all the names, but like it's also like pretty big.
So, yeah, like, it's very big,
and knowing you, like you want to put like a lot of like detail, but also at the same time you might not want to put a lot of stuff in there because it might be spoilery for later on.
Yeah. I will eventually release the map. I did get the layout of the map. I went through Lovecraft maps and stuff like that. I really like the layout of Innsmouth, which is very popular. And the layout of Darkwell is very similar to Innsmouth, but where locations were in Innsmouth isn't that in Darkwell, like similar kind of locations. And but for a visual representation for the listeners, it is very similar to Innsmouth.
Okay, that's good. As long as you don't do it like they did in Silent Hill, where your house takes up like a fourth of the map and it's a city map.
Darkwell is bigger than what like the typical Innsmouth map that you see, because Innsmouth. My interpretation of Innsmouth is that buildings continue to go up north. Like there's more buildings the way that it's typically drawn. So it leaves room to expand more outside of just like what's there on the physical map, and I don't have to draw the whole map.
Oh yeah, and definitely the way that we've been describing it, like Darkwell is not exactly a small town.
No, it is a city. I have a population somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Not in front of me.
It keeps going down.
But yes, I do know that there are
Don't.
loose sketches of the city because I have seen them.
Yeah.
Okay, and the second question was, and this is a good one, is what's something you guys wish you would have done differently early on in terms of the story? I know we've kind of talked about that maybe a little bit in previous Morons, but now we're up to next arc that happened, so maybe there's something else.
From my point of view as the DM, I have no regrets.
No regrets.
I mean, I think
no regrets.
I think the original way that we were going to try and do things, we would have probably had a number of regrets. That's ultimately why we ended up changing things, and I think it's definitely a change for the better. And in light of that, it's kind of hard to like say that there's a lot that we want to change, because in comparison, I think we ended up making some very good decisions on it. I mean, there's always like the minor things like, oh, well, you know, I could have probably dealt with this better as a player, or, you know, like, oh man, I wish I'd thought of that in the moment. But like major plot wise, like I'm I'm actually pretty satisfied with it.
Yeah. I can't think of too much that I would change about it. No, I mean, I'm good at being very critical, so I don't want to start criticizing. Because I'll criticize little nitpicks.
You'll never stop.
And none of that will matter. The overall, you know, like body of work that we've made so far, I'm proud of. I think it's really good, and you know, so like they were saying, I could change things that I did, reactions that I made, especially since I'm the newest player. So I don't know how to do stuff. Adam did a good job guiding me occasionally when I was heading in the wrong direction without outright saying it. But yeah, other than that, I think it's been real good.
Like you mean in your nightmare where it's like reaching out to you and you're like, oh God, don't get me. Like, no. Like it's reaching out like for help.
Yeah. No, I mean like one of the first episodes where like, oh, there's a sound. What is it? And I'm like, I'm gonna hide.
I just let you hide and moved on.
It's like, well, you hid.
No, you
happened,
trying to go
so
to the cops. You trying to go to the cops, and Luth is like, what's wrong with you?
Why do you think he's his best friend?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a list, which, yeah. I think
I know some of these.
Yeah. So the one that it doesn't make any sense, but I did it anyway, is when I was trying to go to Barham about what we had found, and it really kind of goes like against what we were trying to do. It's just like, oh, we're trying to do this as an internal investigation. Where I was like actively trying to incorporate the cops, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to hang out with Barham again.
Well, I think it actually played out really well. You just forgetting that because you walked out of you left the agency before everything was done. You were just like, all right, I signed it. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get my stuff.
I'm going to go get my shit.
Yeah.
And then I had to they weren't going to hold you there against your will or anything. So I just let you leave. And then I made sure to tell the other two that, hey, like, keep shit quiet. Like, don't just let all this stuff out in the public.
And that was the first time it organically came up. Afterwards, like I think there might have been one thing before that where we were like, but maybe not. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, that was the first time where it specifically came up where he was like, let's get other people involved, because he sort of naturally was like, oh, Gerbo, I don't want everyone. But that was more Julian, just like, I don't want people in my business, Gerbo.
Yeah, no, for very good reason. Second is the trap door. That was just kind of like me not.
I thought it was awesome. I was expecting you to close it, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't plan for everything y'all do, but I was like hoping that you would close it.
And it was just like in the back of my head, I was just like, well, I mean, naturally we close it, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, we may not be hanging out in this room. And like, if, we hear a sound or something like that, we need to dip and not just see like the trap doors open, because they'll be like, definitely somebody's been here. So that was my logic. But, looking back on it, I'll be like, it's not such a good idea.
It was also designed to make you regret your actions.
Yeah, true.
It was by design.
Congratulations, Adam. You caused me to feel incredible guilt for almost maybe killing Alistair.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe
it was by design.
If I let Alistair answer the question.
Yeah.
Good point.
Victor forgives you.
If I had my druthers, I wish that I would have been able to refrain from being curious about that body. Then I wouldn't have to put up with these two.
There you go.
And then it's I don't know if it's been cut out. It's probably been cut out, but we'll talk about it in the June Morons. But I made upon our recent recording a terrible decision because I, for whatever reason, was not paying attention to what was happening and almost like ruined my Cardic inspiration.
It wasn't the first time.
Yeah,
it was.
But this one was.
It
bad.
wasn't the first time you were going to waste a full crit. Like you had an ace.
It was a full crit. Yeah, I had. No, it was a king. It was a king or an ace.
I think,
I think you had an
It
ace.
was aces.
Yeah, you
aces are
wanted
the
it to
only crits.
be successful no matter what. It was automatic nat 20. And I was like, look, you've been I'm going to take this out. I'm just letting you know. Let's rewind a little bit. You've wasted
so
your Cardiac
bad.
Inspiration so many times. It didn't have any effect on the story. It was seriously, it would have been a complete waste. And you had wasted it so many times before. I'm like, look, you didn't understand what I said.
Yeah.
Here, let me explain it to you again. You're like, oh shit, yeah, that was a stupid decision. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm just making
like,
sure you know.
And like my tone totally changed because like we're doing this remote, obviously, and like just like I had this fucking nasty, just super pissed off look on my face, and like the tone of my voice totally changed. And it was just like, I'm not trying to let off that I'm super pissed off that I made such a huge dumbass mistake, but it totally did.
But I let it fly. I let it fly,
No,
and
you did. And
I
really
gave you back
appreciate
your
that.
Cardiac Inspiration. So
I am literally like on eggshells and definitely on final notice for that stuff again.
But just to clarify to the listeners, it wasn't a re-recording of what happened or anything. It was just a misunderstanding of what was actually going on
Yeah.
in the situation, to where what he was doing didn't make any sense.
Yeah, obviously by Victor's actions, he doesn't just let us change whatever we want whenever we want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so, sometimes.
yeah, there's definitely
Well,
been a
that's
number.
really the only time that I've been like rewind, like you didn't hear this right, and I didn't with the whole stealthing in the hallway. I didn't give y'all's inspiration back because I was like, no, that's not what I said.
Okay, you hid really, really well. It doesn't help.
Yeah,
And the hallways maybe 4 feet wide. Yeah, they see you.
well, because I think in when I was explaining like stealth doesn't make you invisible, like you could still be seen, like you didn't have anywhere to hide behind, and Richard was explaining like, well, if they got at the corner of the wall and like put their back to it, maybe the dogs would run around, but that's not what they did. They were running back to the door and got stopped by the wall.
Right. And I was just trying to explain where I could understand certain situations where you can actually manipulate line of sight to be able to hide, even if there's nothing to hide behind, but they weren't really in that position.
No.
Yeah.
We were.
But that gives y'all, like, in the future, if you're trying to use stealth in a way to, like, you got to think about your surroundings and use your surroundings to your best ability.
I continue to maintain.
And sometimes your surroundings don't make sense for stealth.
I continue to maintain. I did not understand what my surroundings were, and I was following Max's lead.
We were spooked.
Yeah, y'all were.
That's my we were Scooby-Doo spooked, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
There just weren't
Yeah.
enough doors in the
like this.
hallways to run in between, back and forth.
I like this mental image of Julian jumping into Victor's arms and both of them shaking.
Yeah.
I think Julian's stronger
Oh.
than Victor.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, Victor doesn't have any. And Victor's got like a 10 in strength. That's it.
I'm pretty sure Julian only has a 10 in strength.
I
It's a negative.
think I have less than that, to be
And
perfectly
in any
honest.
case,
Yeah.
like,
Your strength rolls are just way better than mine. Then
and in any case, it shouldn't be that much of a stretch for even with 10 strength you to be able to carry someone of like his size.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that can't be. I have an 11th strength.
Yep,
What?
You got more strength than me.
All right.
Oh, you probably got it from being a human.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you get the across
Yet
the
another
board.
reason for
Okay.
Victor
Yeah.
to be sad.
If only Victor were human, he would have that 11
He's not
strength.
even a buff ghoul.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We haven't gotten to that yet.
We need to get you on that high protein, low carb diet. Buff you up.
I mean, he eats human flesh.
All he does is eat
people flesh. He is on a high
Protein's
protein.
all I eat.
Pound.
Yeah.
God, we need to like come up with some sort of like human bone like muscle milkshake for you to drink to bulk up.
See, but the problem is he eats dead flesh, which means that the proteins have already started breaking down.
That's a very good point. Wait for you to actually make it make sense. I was just
don't
doing
we all
bullshit.
eat dead flesh?
I mean, yes.
Like from animals.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dead flesh.
I eat my chickens
Like
live.
cows?
Yeah, I totally haven't done that thing that Smeagol does and just grab a fish out of the water and just start eating the shit out of it.
In any case, it takes a good deal longer to break down the proteins than when he's been eating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we need a recipe for a good, easy to make in the morning protein shake. That's another entry for the cookbook.
But back to the question about regrets. I feel like I don't know, from my point of view, like the decisions that y'all have made, even when it's gone completely off the rails, and I just adjust. I feel like every decision that y'all have made in the moment is like what your characters would do or what your characters would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a primary focus for me is how would Victor react in this situation?
Yeah. And somebody was like, somebody told me that they loved how everybody got so into the characters that it feels like they're actually, like you're actually making decisions based on what your character would do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually,
and they were like, unless that's really good editing. Oh, go ahead.
It was actually from a podcast that I listened to years ago at this point that kind of explored like the science behind things. And one of the studies that they were talking about was about how, like for tabletop gamers, a lot of people, especially that have been doing it for a long time, it's not even so much about thinking about, oh, what would my character do in this situation? And it's almost like you just start thinking as your character, like to the point where people even get surprised by what their character does.
Yeah, it's more method acting than just what would my character do.
Like it's just kind of putting yourself in that mindset, and you know what happens is just all a product of that character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what they also followed it with, what was it? They were like y'all have captured that really well. Whether it's like they're really good at it or the editing is really good. And I'm like the editing that I do, and I do want to clarify this to the listeners and everybody that like the editing that I do, I take out gaps of pauses. I take out likes. I don't take them all out, but and I might take out chunks of downtime of doing math or rolling dice or trying to figure out the layout of a basement.
Yeah.
Like I take that kind of stuff out, but I don't edit it to the point that it's that it changes the story.
Right. And I mean, honestly, it's better that way because I feel like the great appeal of tabletop gaming in general is the kind of ambiance surrounding playing. Like it's more, I mean, it's at least as much about the experience you have playing as it is about actually playing.
Yeah. And people have said that it has an audio drama feel to it. But it's totally not, and it still has that gaming aspect to it. The just the joking, the fun, just all that encompasses playing a tabletop game. And that was one of the things that I wanted to capture, not just the story, but us having fun.
I mean, it's kind of like an audio drama that we're MST3King at the same time.
I love
Yes. It's actually the best.
Oh, one thing I do want to mention, the Hound itself.
It was green for a while.
Well, yeah, it was great.
And then it
Now,
turned red.
that monster isn't inside of the Cthulhu Mythos handbook or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in that Sandy Peterson Cthulhu Mythos 5th edition book. I actually got it from I pay for a $1 subscription to this one guy that makes monster sheets, and he did the entire Bloodborne monster manual.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You have no idea how much I would want to play a Bloodborne game.
It's starting to make more sense now, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Well, I did pull that wolf. It was based on like his original was based off of a hellhound, and it's that hound that with the hunting the fiery hound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From Bloodborne. I forgot the name of it, but DM Tuz, Tuz on Twitter. He it's from his Bloodborne 5th edition monster manual, and like its abilities, all the cool stuff that it did. It was it had legendary abilities and everything, and I used that and I made it its own thing, so it's not even something that existed from another story in the Cthulhu mythos. No matter what author, like that was like that hound was inspired by the Hound in a way by Lovecraft, but I took it and made it its own thing.
And I mean,
so it's
there is
couldn't have been expected what would have happened.
It's basically the same thing. Like you take inspiration from other media. I mean, I would dare say that that's pretty much all media these days.
Yeah. There's no original idea. I like to think that I come up with original ideas, but it's impossible.
but it's about how you modify ideas that makes them new and interesting.
Yeah, it's just an amalgamation of a bunch of different things that made up this house and the Hound.
Does this mean we're going to have to fight Ebrietas?
Oh, well, I'm not
precisely.
If I'm going to use,
it'll be a little.
If
different.
I use any more, if I use any more from the Bloodborne Monster Manual, I'm going to use like the stat blocks, but I'm going to make it its own thing. But it just saves me all the work of having to figure out all of its abilities and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you won't even realize it until we're already like neck deep in shit.
Like by the time I realize, it'd be like, oh, it's just like it's way too late. We're dead.
I'll just bring it up in Morons. I'll bring it up in Microphones and Morons, and you'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like you just were.
That'll be the one Morons when I just nail you to the wall. I'll just be like, "That was some bullshit."
But no, I that's the first thing that I've pulled outside of the Cthulhu Mythos 5th edition book. Just because the Bloodborne Monster Manual goes with this setting too. Because I mean, it's Lovecraftian. Bloodborne is.
Oh, for sure. That's pretty awesome. I might have to look at that stat sheet if you don't mind. I might have to. I mean, I want to see how they measure up, because I might have some criticisms about that, because there are certain bosses in Bloodborne that are pretty easy and then stupid hard.
I think one thing that
I don't even think that was a boss
from like all of the From games really is that different people find different things to be hard.
Oh yeah, well yeah. There's no one way to fight one boss,
right?
Really.
And like there's no way to really say, oh well, this boss is universally easy or this boss is universally hard.
Yeah, And I like that fact because like it plays into D&D so well, because like there's no one way to kill any kind of encounter in D&D. You can do whatever you want. And essentially, you can do that within reason in any of the FromSoft games.
Yeah, that's like when I saw that. I saw it on Reddit when he posted on Reddit. I followed him on Twitter immediately. And Bloodborne 5th edition manual, and I'm like, or monster manual, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pay $1 a month to get that, plus like all the other stuff that he makes too, because he does Darkest Dungeon 5th edition monster manual too, and
that gives you all kinds of things to pull from.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I played all these games, and these monsters are a pain in the ass. I'm very worried about the future now. Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Bloodborne at all, and I'm already worried about the future.
Well, see, the problem is you don't have enough eyes on the inside. See, once you do that, you'll really understand what we're talking about.
Anything else y'all have to say?
It's not recorded, but boy, what we just did was a shit ton of fun, and I can't wait for us to do another session. That was so good.
I guess that's coming up June and July,
and that's of course the case with like every Moron's just like, yeah, this month was good. This next month though,
it's like just you wait until next month.
And I definitely, with this next story arc that's coming up after the Hound, I was constantly, after the fact of us playing, I was constantly second guessing myself. I was like, was that as good as Bang Hounds Don't Bite? Because I feel like I set the bar really high, or we as a whole set the bar really high with this story arc in May. And
I think the most important thing to me, and trying to avoid spoilers and talking about this here, but is that going forward, we really start getting into the bulk of, like, I guess the main plot, I guess you would call it, as well as like some like character establishment, like better understanding of some characters and how they fit into the world. And
like lore and name drops is like the order of the day, and you just be like, okay, that what is that? That's not some like unknown, unnameable thing. That's a thing. What is that thing? And then like you go from there, and then you have like a potential real threat in front of you, and like, okay, it's time. Let's do it.
I think when it comes down to it, that in and of itself makes it very important in the scheme of things. And at least to some people, I think that'll make it automatically better.
Yeah. We've done a good job of introducing the characters, and now
please, let's unwrap the characters.
Let's unwrap those characters, see what's going on inside.
That was so aptly put.
Yes.
But yeah, no, as we were playing this what's coming up in June, and it actually goes into July. So we'll get to talk about some of it at the end of June in June Morons. But after I was, like I said, I was second guessing myself. I'm like, was that fun to them? Like, I don't know if that was fun to them playing through that. I didn't want it to come off like steamroller, like I was steamrolling y'all or anything like that. But after going back and editing all those episodes and everything that's coming up, like, I completely changed my mind on that second guessing.
And I think it's easy.
It's fucking good.
It's easy, especially as a DM, to kind of second think things in the moment. Which is one of the other cool benefits to recording, is being able to go back and listen to it and kind of take your misgivings and biases out of it and be able to listen to it just as its own thing.
Yeah, listening to it with the music, the editing, and everything, like it's fucking good. Like I feel like
it helps
Oh,
me as a
absolutely.
player.
I actually enjoy listening to
especially
it as it comes
since,
out.
sometimes we have to go a couple weeks between sessions to be able to go back and re-listen, because it helps me play my character better, because of course the character is going to have reflected on everything that's happened before, and so that helps get the mindset in there and the thought process to move forward. And more so than playing a game and coming back to it 2 weeks later and starting back up without having the ability to go back. It helps us keep it consistent and fleshed out. And I feel like that helps me a lot make it better. See, I'm so poignant. People stop speaking after I'm done.
I mean, what else is there to add to that? I mean, that's
that's perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's why I like to release it before I add in any music. I like to give it to you guys so you can recap for the next session if I don't get done with everything.
The new sessions with her before they came out. Yeah. She has to wait for
you
the
did?
releases. Yeah.
she has to wait for the releases twice a week now.
She's not, but with all the crazy virus junk going on, and she's been working from home, and she's past where she listened ahead, but she's not up to date today.
Oh yeah. Everything's crazy right now. I have a lot of podcasts I want to listen to of people that we've promoted on the show. In the promo swaps from other independent podcasts, and I want to listen to all of them. I really do, and I'm sorry that I haven't been able to, but I will.
Yeah. But everyone else, please continue to listen to our podcast twice a week on Mondays and Fridays.
Thank you for the shameless plug of the podcast. They clearly are already
shameless
listening
plug
to
of the podcast on our own podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget to listen to the show that you're already listening to.
If
I will
if you
say
turn it
that
off, turn it back on.
Just go ahead, undownload it, re-download it.
Yeah. We literally are just sitting here and just waiting for you to listen. That's all we have.
Yeah. But we're I would say Microphones and Morons has been pretty popular. It usually gets more downloads than the most recent episode does when it releases the past 2 months.
That's crazy.
I think
everybody's like, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that.
I think there is a market for people who just they're like, oh, I don't want to listen to a bunch of episodes. I'll do the compilation, as it were, and then get all of it at once. And
Well, we don't give it all here.
No, hell no.
No spoilers.
Go listen to our
No spoilers.
Go listen to our
but
episodes.
we
They're
may or may not be
we don't
working on something to help people like that.
we don't do it enough justice, and we don't do it in our cool voices either. So
Well, maybe people just like the characters of Adam, Steven, Max, and Richard better.
and there's one thing about listening to the podcast afterwards is doing the scenes is really fun and engaging, but doing the scenes and then listening to the music that's done over the scenes is a totally different experience.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I honestly wish we had that music while we were recording. It'd be super distracting, and I understand why we can't, but dude, it's super cool.
Yeah. I also do a lot of looping on the music to loop parts of it and then transition, loop, transition, loop.
Yeah,
So
I
wouldn't
noticed
be
that
able
when
to
we
do
went
that.
into part 2 of the boss fight with the Hound, that the music ramped up a little bit. That was a cool touch.
Oh yeah.
I did the same thing with the Shogoth too, and Matthias.
I didn't notice it that time.
And thank God it's just not the Skyrim soundtrack over again.
Yeah,
Because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and boy, do they love to use that soundtrack. And I'm just I've heard it it's white noise at this point.
Oh, I love the music that I used for the house when y'all were just moving around the house. There was one part, and you can probably go back and listen to it. Whenever Julian says, I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
And you hear, or no, there was like a pause in between, like saying something, and then there was like a whisper, and you're just like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. Like it happened perfectly with the ambiance music, and it worked out really well. And I was like, holy crap, I hope people notice that.
That was awesome.
And the music coming up for this next the next arc that we've played through, I really like the music for that setting as well. Like it just, I don't know. I struggled to find exactly what I wanted to use, and I just sat down one day from editing. I just took a break and I was just listening to music all day, and I just kept notes, and then I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna put this in. But yeah, we'll talk more about that in June.
Absolutely.
Yep. Until then,
Well, and July,
because
this next story arc is a little long.
A little bit. But that's not
We
necessarily
do got a little
bad
bit of
thing.
downtime coming up. Little bit of
A more light episode.
we don't jump straight into the next thing.
A
A little
more of a
more
break in
lighthearted, a little
attention.
bit more. Yeah, a little bit of break, which I feel like is needed in a setting like this. I definitely don't want to bog it down with like, oh, well, let's go to the general store and we're gonna figure out the cost of every single little thing that you want and all this kind of stuff, where it ties up way too much time. It's not like that. It's just a little bit of downtime, a little bit of character development, a little bit.
Okay, I want to get some fish, but I don't want too much of it. Go ahead and put some on. Tell me how much that weighs.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Now put about half of
Yeah.
it back. Like, how much would that be?
But see, I handle that just as the DM. I handle y'all wanting to go to the store and stuff the same way I handle combat, where I don't want to tie up a bunch of time with combat in a game that I want the story to develop, not just, which even in the fighting, I still like to develop the story a little bit there too. So
As evidenced by, what was that language?
Relay.
relaying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In my notes, I put made up language I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, all language is made up when you really think about
It
it.
really is. That is a true statement.
Yeah.
Let's muse like 8th graders right now.
no, let's not.
Hey, we've been
please.
doing that through this whole thing.
What if we all don't see the same colors?
Well,
What if red looks like blue to you?
What if this is all just a simulation?
I mean, you guys see
I saw a
colors?
movie. I see colors. I'm not colorblind. Guys, are you colorblind? Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
I see colors differently sometimes.
I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think that,
some colors, like Billie Jean has to correct me on colors because like that's purple, and she's like, no, it's red. And I'm like,
you know, I
Purple.
get that with like pink purple. Like,
Yeah.
like, there are a number of colors that I call pink that other people are like, well, that's purple.
All right, do we need to do the blue gold challenge right now with the dress?
The dress is blue and black.
yeah, it's blue and black.
It's blue and black. And we're finally going to get our first batch of hate mail. So here we go.
Not only is that the way that it is and exactly what it is, like it's been proven the exact dress that the picture was taken of is actually blue and black. People who see it,
yeah, but
as
it looks gold and white, Richard.
People who see it as gold and white are seeing it incorrectly. The dress itself is blue and black.
But in that picture, it's gold and
Yes, because your brain doesn't understand that it's under high light and it's not in shadow.
Okay, and so we've already got the next arc ready to go. It's going to be called The Color of Madness.
The color of madness.
But yeah, because your brain incorrectly thinks that the dress is in shadow instead of being in bright light.
Good job, Steven. You started something.
I'm sorry. Maybe it
The
would
dress
sound,
is it's gold and white. I don't
maybe it
understand.
would sound more accurate if I did this as Alistair. Well, you see, Victor, whenever you're looking at the picture, you see it and assume that it is.
Will both of you guys shut up? I'm trying to work.
Go play with your gun. The men are busy.
I'm making these potions, asshole. It takes a lot to concentrate.
Oh man. There was something else that just reminded me of. Shit, I forgot. I don't remember. I remembered something one of y'all said reminded me of it. Oh, Richard, you had started to mention it, but we were all talking at the same time. That we're working on something.
Oh yes.
We're working on something to put on Patreon.
Right.
In the background.
It may or may not be a shorter form for people who don't want to listen to a lot of episodes.
But it'll be on Patreon, and it'll be a little. And if you have listened to episodes, it'll be a little bonus to the whole story as well.
I think if we can pull this off the way that we're imagining, it'll definitely be worth listening to, even if you're very familiar with the story.
Yeah.
If not better if you are.
Yeah. It'll definitely be better if you are. But for people that I don't know. It's.
Do we have a name for this project? Because I got one right now.
Oh, do you?
Monsters in Minutes.
Monsters in Minutes.
I like the concept of that, but to be determined.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. We don't want to give everything away.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting direction for bonus content.
As long as I get off my lazy ass and start doing it.
Yeah. This is a Richard project and an Alistair project. We have talked about Steven doing a Victor cooking segment.
And I kind of want to. I was doing it again. I caught myself doing it again, looking at SCP articles, and I was just like, wonder if I would just do a bit where I just read off SCP articles. I was like, that might be fun.
Yeah, it might be.
That'd be pretty cool. Like find stuff that goes really well with Julian.
Oh yeah, no, and there's tons.
Yeah. So we got stuff brewing for bonus content that doesn't. It's not like.
Not required listening by.
It's
any
not
means.
story.
It's not going to be.
Yeah. It's not required, but
the story or what's going on.
This is all fluff, all bonus stuff.
Definitely bonus content. Not. Yeah, you're not going to be missing out on any story whenever we do start doing this. But if you want more of just bonus stuff, then yeah, we got stuff brewing. Just like everything else, it's really hard to do a lot of stuff right now with just how crazy the world is in general.
Right.
It takes a lot out of you just to try to do your normal day to day, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. But I think we're running out of stuff to talk about.
I think we're running out
And
of
we've
time.
been going for a minute too. Yeah, we're on I think hour 45 maybe.
No, we're almost an hour.
Hour and a half
25.
almost.
Hour 25.
Although some of that's getting cut down, but still.
Yeah, a little bit.
And they usually run for about an hour.
Yeah, I think we're a little past this time.
It really doesn't matter the time on this. I mean, it's just our discussion episode, but I definitely don't want to do it too long. And we're also running out of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
If we really want stuff to talk about, I can come up with stuff to talk about. But
No, just related to this month mostly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've kind of covered everything.
we've covered everything and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was you know what everyone clap. That was a good
Yeah.
morons, everybody.
Yay, morons.
Yeah, morons go burr.
Those guys that are applauding themselves. Isn't our podcast good, guys? Let's give ourselves a hand.
Oh, it's so good.
Please clap.
Hey, hold on. Can I pick up a pat on my back?
There you go.
There we go.
Or
Pat on my
we could
back.
do the finger snaps like they do in the freaking
Like
the
beatniks.
poetry, the jam poetry.
So fucking weird. But who did the sign off last time?
I think we all
I have
did.
no idea.
I don't think we had a normal sign off.
Somebody volunteered. I did it the first time. Somebody volunteered last time.
I think someone volunteered, and then I finished.
Damn it, we didn't review the last Morons.
Oh God.
We have to
didn't.
review the Morons now.
Here,
Oh, no.
Guys, sit tight for an hour while we listen to it.
No, we have to go full meta, and that we have to do a Morons about the Morons.
Yep. Inside the moron.
Inside
So
the
are we
while
going to
recording
start doing
Morons
this maybe
May.
like once yearly? We do like a Morons about the Morons of the year.
Yeah, microphones and morons inside the moron.
Yeah, Inside the Morons. The true Hollywood
No.
story of the microphones and morons.
Microphones and more M-O-R-E ons.
Oh, no. No.
We suck.
Morons. But yeah,
Steven, are we the bad guys?
Hell might be the bad guys.
No, it's society who is wrong.
But yeah.
I'll do the sign off. What do I?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
What do I need to do with the sign off?
I don't know.
All right, guys, we're signing off. Bye.
Bye.
All
Thank you.
music written and produced by Marco Mazzei at Fallen Highway Studios.
Please visit us at www.microphoneandmonsters.com.
All of our podcast links and social media links are on our website that Max just said.
And we look forward to seeing you next week.
And month.
Next in 2 days.
Yes.
Next time. Always say next time.
Next time.
All right, I'm cutting the recording now.
Bye everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.